Okay, in this one we are going to use Google Tag Manager to see if we can get a conversion to fire when the form is submitted successfully. This is the form. Let me give you an example of, let me set up the problem here. So we are here in Google Tag Manager, okay? I have set up Google Tag Manager's no script in the head. Also, I have enabled Google Tag Manager here, and I'm going to disable gtag.js, what we were doing previously. So we are also redirecting to a thank you page. This is the plain vanilla, I go to a website, I submit a form, it takes me to an actual thank you page. Pretty straightforward stuff. This is the thank you page. It's /thank-you. Okay? So now what we want to do is fire a conversion when I reach that thank you page after submitting this form. And we want to do this with Tag Manager, Google Tag Manager. The way we do that is, and there are several ways to do this. First, we want to create a conversion. So website conversion, I'm going to call it form. This is the one that we're going to be using throughout this tutorial and the several other tutorials that follow. Unless it's an event, we'll change it. Click create. Now we don't actually have gtag or anything like that. But notice here, so let's go to our website, refresh this. Let's see what tags we have installed. Google Analytics and Google Tag Manager. Okay, that makes sense because we have Google Tag Manager implementing Google Analytics through it. Okay, we're all on the same page here. So now what we need to do, there's this use Google Tag Manager. This is the conversion ID. Let's go to Google Tag Manager. We're going to say new tag. We're going to say tag configuration, Google Ads conversion tracking. We take that conversion ID number, we put it there. We get the label. We put it here. For this stuff, we're just going to leave blank. We're not going to make this any fancier than it already is. Okay, for this trigger, we need to choose a trigger. We don't want this firing on all pages, so we hit this plus sign. And we have several options. So this is a form. We could submit the form conversion on the form submit, or we could choose page view. If they make it to the thank you page, that means the only way they could have made it to the thank you page is by submitting the form successfully. So in my opinion, that's the best way to go. We can say page view, and we can say page URL contains, and we can say thank-you. If you have other pages on your website, then you want to be careful here. You can also add qualifications that further qualify this. We could say refer contains, and then we'll put the name of this previous URL here. Now let's call this the thank you page view. I don't know. Hit save. Okay, so now we have a conversion that's going to fire on the thank you page view. We'll call this tag Google Ads submit, form submit. Okay, hit save. All right, so we have created two changes. Let's put our workspace into preview mode and let's go test it. Let's refresh this page. There we go. We have a Google Analytics page view because we viewed the page. The tag that didn't fire is this Google Ads form submit. So let's go ahead and enter the form information. Okay, hit send. Okay, so the tags that fired on this page are the Google Ads form submit and a page view. So it does seem to have worked. And we can look at this. Let's take a look at it real quick. We can see down here in the fired triggers, the page URL does contain thank you. the refer does contain that previous page. And something you might think is interesting, on your thank you page, if you really wanted to know what the referrer was, you're trying to figure out what that value should be, you could go open up Control-Shift-I in Chrome, open up Developer Tools, and just type in document.referrer, and it'll tell you what page was the previous page. So you can use that when setting up this trigger here.